fucking love knobs. What are we doing today? You're gonna find out. You're all gonna find out. Oh, we're gonna do something real fun today. What got you smiling like that? Today's stream. It's memes. It's not keyboard related. It's not games. But we're gonna have a great time. You can't dangle Pink Floyd in front of us? You bet your ass I can. Would it be weird if I use 63 for an alloy plate? I mean, lots of people do, but I'd prefer you use 5 series. Why can Nutman be a Nutman twice? Because it's a dictatorship. W1 acquired. Brace yourself. Alright. I'm changing the stream title to the correct stream title. This is no longer a mousetrap. There you go. Simon talks about femboys for 1 year, only slightly longer than the last group buy stream. True. Alright, I'll wait for some people to like actually join. Actually, I think there's like a decent amount of people watching. Yeah, we got like 50 people. Alright. Guys, this is something we're all gonna do together, okay? This is a thought experiment. Alright? There's a problem. Okay? The problem is, these days, people have less money than ever before. How will the billionaires survive now? Right? So the general premise is, you know, like people have more money in terms of the number of money, but the money is worth less. So people, like everyday people, like middle class people, average people, are struggling more than ever. So how do we make it so that the poors give us, the billionaires, more money? Okay, so the solution is to find new innovative ways to make more money from everyday people and put more money into billionaires' pockets. All right. So yeah, we're trying to solve capitalism, but the wrong way. All right. So we'll go through like, I guess like 3 major sections. Like section 1 is we figure out like where do everyday people get their money from, where do they spend that money, and then what can we do to extract said money. And we'll be going for like end game, like what is the end game? And if we have time, then we'll talk about what are like the steps of going to end game. Yeah, y'all better like get bottles with me because this is going to be a rough stream. All right, so let's start with the basics. Where do poors get money? So that's step 1. Where do poors get money? And when I say poors, just for reference, from the point of view of a billionaire, so AKA like general middle class. right? So we got like job income, we've got like investment. Obviously it's like very small investments compared to like billionaires, but whatever. You've got like asset holdings, or we'll just do like house plus car type dealio. And then you'll have like freelancing and like other things that are not like direct like job incomes, right? And then finally you have like government assistance, right? All right, is there like anything else where like I'm gonna switch poors to normal people just so we're all on the same page? Spreadsheet-based political commentary is a new direction for you? This is not political. This is purely about capitalism. This has nothing to do with politics. All right, we'll do black market. Like black market makes sense because not everybody can like, you know, get a real job, and the people that can't get a real job do freelancing, and the people that can't freelance, you know, do illegal shit, right? So fair enough. Black market slash we'll do illegal activities. All right, step 2. What do people spend money on? Now, forget anything that capitalism has already stolen. So like anything that you pay a subscription, all that bullshit, that's already been taken. What do people spend money on that we haven't taken yet? Right? So like we can do food. We do like housing. So that's like rent slash mortgage. And for the record, we are like the next, like what I'm going to do is look up what like proportion of this like people spend, and I will be using the US for reference because it's the easiest. So food, housing, I guess like medical care, right? Transportation, so like gas and like cars. Nobody fucking takes public transportation in the US. All right, what do people spend money on that like knobs hasn't been yoinked out of the hands of everyday people? There's got to be more, right? Oh, utilities, right? Keyboards, no. So it has to be things that are already like remember, the problem is people have less money than ever. So like they don't have the like expendable income they used to. So we're trying to suck up like the non-expendable income, the core, like I need to fucking survive money. How do we take that money and give it to the billionaires? What else do we have? Guns? I mean, that's I don't know. So like, oh, taxes. Tax. People spend money on taxes. Billionaires don't fucking get that yet. We're gonna fix that. Okay. What else? What else do people pay? I guess like interest, loans? Which like includes like credit cards and like other loans, I guess. Clothes? Yes, clothing. Debt? Yeah, there we go. Loans, interest. We'll just bundle it up as debt. What else? Internet? I mean, I consider that a utility. Like, for me, utilities like electricity and internet. Insurance? Okay. Well, here's the thing. Insurance is already like solved. All the insurance money goes to the billionaires because like health insurance goes to billionaires that like manage like big fucking health insurance companies. Car insurance goes to different billionaires. Childcare? True, childcare. general household supplies. I mean, that's not a necessity. You know? We could just call that like house stuff. Right? All right, let's see what people actually spend on this, like monthly, as a percentage. I want to see it as a percentage. So, American consumer spend breakdown. Let's learn. We're just gonna click on the first thing. Like, it doesn't matter what the percentage is, but we're just gonna have it. So we set our priorities. Yeah, give me a summary table. I want individuals. No, I want like actual. Really? You're gonna have that kind of website where I can't press back? Okay, can I get a breakdown of consumer spending? No. I literally typed breakdown. Come on. Aha. Aha. This is what we want. This is what we want. All right, we're gonna have to slap this in the spreadsheet just to make our lives easier. So, boom. Oh, Lord, it's stupid. Can I download this? Is there a download? Of course there fucking isn't. Thanks, government. You know what? We can figure it out. All right, so our core is, or like our total is 133,595, and we're just trying to derive a percentage. All right, so food equals 8.2. I'm just gonna go off the leftmost figure because it's the easiest to read, and then divided by that. The other way. Equals, no, I had it right. Right? Yeah, that gives me 6%. Okay. So housing equals, what is that? 22. Okay, so housing is big. That's where we can get a lot of money. At 16%. Transportation, that's pretty big as well. That is, where am I? I'm on the wrong line. That is 10,961 divided by that. Boom, that's 8%. All right, healthcare and health insurance. All right, we're omitting insurance. We're just gonna do healthcare. So healthcare equals 5,452 divided by H4. Let's see. Reading, education. Do we add education? It's very small. We'll come back to it. Legal fees. Let's see. Wow, there really isn't much here. God damn. Okay, let's see what we've got and what we can pull. So food is, get this out of the way. Food is 6.2%. We're gonna round it up to 6.5%. So 6.5%. What the fuck did I just do? Don't worry about it. Paul knows what I just did. All right, housing is 17%. God damn. I feel like it's more than that. Like, I feel like housing is more than that. The average person spends way more than 17% on housing. It's like fucking 30%. I feel like this is a lie. Like, this is some, like, government fucking bullshit. Let's see if there's, like, a pie chart. Because I don't buy it. I don't buy that people are spending 16% on, like... Really? This literally has no... Oh, no, this has percentages. Aha! Aha! Ha 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 ha. Yeah, 42% on housing. Yeah, that's more like it.
Knobs.
That's fucking more like it. It doesn't matter what the year is. It just depends what the breakdown is. All right, let's go. Because remember, housing probably includes like insurance and shit like that. And I don't think they have like a thing for utilities. Utilities is probably bundled in with housing. Let's find out. Yeah, it looks like it's bundled in with housing. Let's see if we can find something that's a little bit more comprehensive. Okay. Housing, transport, healthcare, other goods and services. Okay. What are we doing here? Right there. Read that while I drink a tiny bit. We are solving capitalism. Okay? Because people are too poor now. People don't have money. So how are the billionaires going to extract more money? Is the general premise of this. See, I like this, but it's not in percentage. And I feel like that's going to be a pain to deal with. Are you in percentage? No, you're in dollar figures. Are you in percentage? No, you're in dollar figures. Okay. Apparently, like, this seems to be the graph to look at. All right, well, fuck it. I guess we're just gonna let's just go. Let's do it. All right, so tax. I'm just gonna line break after each one. So total is 78. 365. Tax is 11,400. We're gonna do some rounding. Food is 8,000 rounded up. Housing, that's 20,000 rounded up, or rounded down, I guess. Transport, that is 9,800. Insurance, or healthcare, pardon. See, yeah, here they separated it. Healthcare is 5,000. Insurance is 7,200. Okay, other goods and services. Apparel is 1,800. Let's see. And then we want like general household stuff, so we can do 11,000. I guess we'll just do other expenses, which should be like 2,000. All right, and then let's use these figures. Boom, 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 boom. There. Okay. And for each of these, we do equals this divided by that. And we, what do? You like put it in quotations so it doesn't move? Wait, how do you do it so it doesn't move? Is it pound? Or dollar sign? It might be dollar sign. Let's find out. Yep, it's dollar sign. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna fucking struggle that this is not a physically separate tab. And now it is. All right, so food is 7%. Housing is 25%. Why the fuck does that say 2.5? Oh no, it didn't work. It didn't work. What the fuck? It's not dollar sign. You guys lied to me. How do I make it so... Ah, thank you. Double dollar sign. For double the amount of bitches. Alright, does this work? Yeah, it works. Okay. So, food is 10%. Housing is 26%. which still seems low to me, but fine. Medical care is 6%. Transport is 13%. Utilities, I don't think utilities is here. That's probably part of, let's see, housing, utilities. Yeah. Okay, so we take a fifth of that and put it into utilities. That scared the shit out of me. So a fifth of 12%, or removing a fifth from 12%. Yeah, so that would be 2.4%, and that would be 9.6%. All right, taxes is, God damn it. Taxes is 15%. Also seems low to me, but okay.
I fucking love
loans and interest. That's not there, which is kind of weird. Okay, we'll come back to that, because like that might be like on a different like infographic, because most people owe way more money than they ever have. Your sheet is rounding? I don't care. Okay, clothing is like 1%. 2%. Childcare is unclear. House stuff is 2.5%. The numbers don't really matter. It's just for us to like set up our priorities. Okay, and then we do, just tuning in. How do we get here? Okay, I need to make a command right now. Gonna make a command just for you. All right, we're going to make a command called small pp. We are dealing with a thought experiment. Sorry, I'm typing on a fucking Cyrillic legend keyboard, so this is really hard. Dealing with a thought experiment. Now that people are so poor, they're no longer giving billionaires their money. How do we extract more money from those people as billionaires? All right, yep, and you're good. The command is small pp. Okay. So I guess we start format, wrap. Okay, let's start with the basics. So most people spend money on rent/mortgage followed by transport. So here's the thing. Let me do transport. Okay, let me do transport, and I'll let you guys come up with housing. So plan for transport. Now, this is the end game plan. So this isn't going to be like a step-by-step of how do we get there. This is assuming we have unlimited time, unlimited power, influence, all of that. So we force road subscriptions. We make it so older cars cannot go on the road. So you have to buy new cars whenever we say so, right? You're not allowed to drive your car. As a matter of fact, you don't even own your car. Fuck you. You rent the car. So think like mortgage. So like If a car costs a car costs, let's say, like $30,000, we charge customers $60,000, and it's a loan, so they owe us $60,000 from the get-go. And then basically, like, if there's any damage, any problems, so any damage or problems with the car, customers pay out of pocket. So they pay fines, basically. Right? And then fuck, how do we upsell even more? Okay. You're explaining a lease? Well, no, you're missing the steps. So first, you force road subscriptions. So you lobby for road subscriptions where older cars cannot go on the road. So you have to buy a new car whenever the companies tell you you have to buy a new car. So you could have to spend $60,000 or $80,000 per year on your car. So like, you don't have a choice. You're not allowed to drive your car, so it fucking drives itself. And you don't even own the car. And you pay out of pocket if you do anything you're not supposed to with the car, right? And then, ooh, in the EULA, the car acts as a taxi, and you get no money out of it. Right? That way, the company makes, like, the billionaires make even more money, right? Now, it's the future, right? So, like, nothing's gonna run on gas, because I mean, come on, we're letting billionaires do whatever the fuck they want. So, like, within like 3 years, there's no more like oil reserves. Fuck car, get e-bike. Oh, no. When it says older cars cannot go on the road cannot be used by anything else, right? I'm talking Endgame here, and then like we can talk about like what are the steps to getting this done. So like you make it so like you can't even cross a road, right? There are no crosswalks. There's nothing. It's basically like a fucking tunnel. Everything is a tunnel, and you're not allowed to go anywhere. Robo-taxi subscription. I mean, this is the worst part of the robo-taxi subscription, because you have to buy the robo-taxi every year or every 2 years or whenever they fucking feel like it, right? And, you know, when the old model stops working, they hit a button and you can just no longer use a car. Fuck you, pay us $80,000, right? But if you don't own the car, if you don't own a car, we make taxi fees like wildly expensive. Because of course, the poorest people need to get taxed the most. All right, I think that's pretty good. I think that allows us billionaires to take the entirety of the 10%. How many people per car? Oh, yeah. Limit people per car. Limit people per car. Also, upcharge for all electricity. This is really hard with this Cyrillic keyboard. Stop making fun of me in your heads, okay? All right, so that's our plan for transportation. That's how we suck money out of all of the transportation. Because now, let's say upcharge for gas, limit electricity. I mean, this is like Endgame. This is under the assumption that, you know, billionaires have already taken control and extracted every last fucking, like, particle of gas from the ground. Charge people to use the seats in the car. Oh, okay. Yep. I like that. So limit people per car. Additional seats cost money. And like in the way, like the hotel model, where if there's 2 people staying in a room, it's twice as expensive. And then upcharge for pay per mile. I mean, limit miles is what you want. Because, like, at the end of the day, the company would own the car. You wouldn't own your car, right? So you do want to limit miles to like reduce the amount of maintenance you'd have to do. I mean, already, like, that's it. We've sucked out 10% of people's money. That 10% is going directly to the billionaires now, right? To be fair, you were buying cars anyway, so it's the same fucking shit. But we can turn this 10% into way more than 10%. Because people will need to take loans to pay for cars because you'll need to buy a new car to be able to drive to work. Actually, we should have probably tackled step 1 first. Of how do we force people to be our employees? Let's do that. Let's do that together. So we do... boom. Where do normal people get money? And how do we make sure we control that? Right? So currently, people get money from job income, investment, selling things, which we're going to solve by just making sure that they don't own anything. Problem solved. Employees, Simon, you're not thinking like a billionaire? No, trust, okay? All right, so these are bad people. We don't want freelancers, and we don't want black market or illegal activities as well, because those don't go in our pockets. Okay, so how do we make, so like this will be part of a larger plan, right? How do we get people to be contractual employees? Now that doesn't mean like a salaried employee or a W-2 employee or whatever. We want to make sure that we control the means of all the production, right? So like, how do we force people to come and work for massive multi-trillion-dollar companies, right? So we tie health insurance to employment. So you cannot fucking buy health insurance as a human being. It's illegal. You have to work for a company, and the company needs to provide the insurance for you, right? That's a good step. All right, how else can we force people to work for us? Right? Pay all people in Bitcoin? No, that doesn't solve the problem. The problem is we have people that are selling their items. We have people that are freelancing. We have people that are doing black market shit. We want people to work for our billionaire corporation. Is this a joke? Exclamation small pp. SMOLPP. They can only have bank accounts while employed. I like that. I like that. Can't get bank account while employed. That's pretty good. I mean, we can step it up a little bit. Like, how do we make sure that they don't have freedom unless they're working for one of the billionaires? People are born with debt and must pay it off. That also helps. Yeah. People can be born owing the company money. That's pretty good. Company cities, again, that doesn't force people to come work for you. We're not trying to be the nice corporation here. We're trying to suck dry every last cent that exists in the market. So if you get sick or you have any health disorder, you're fucked unless you have a job. If you want to do anything in life, if you want to have money, you need to have a job or else you're fucked. And we do the OG what was it, the Japanese system where if you fucked up, you're 5 generations from now your grandchildren are still fucked and owe the emperor money, that kind of thing. So you have to work for the fucking company. They can't eat outside work. Subsidize food until prices are raised so much that you can't afford it without company subsidies. Force higher food prices, then offer food at work. I like that. I like that. That's good. We need a new friendly job in rural towns and have it pay great. Once everyone works for us, we shut it down or move it to the city and force them to follow. You're thinking too small. You're thinking too small. Think on my level, all right? Listen, think on my level. We buy the fucking state. We buy the state and we put up walls around the entirety of the state and we blockade food, anything that's required for help. We withhold any sort of government benefit unless they work for us. That's where we're going. That's what I want, okay? That's the end goal right there. This is like Endgame. Endgame, baby. All right, well, listen, people still have money from investments. That's bad. How do we remove people's investments? So that means like stocks, bonds, whatever, but also like their house and car and whatnot. How do we remove it from them? That's the real fucking question. So like we could crash the stock market, but that hurts billionaires, you know? Unless like we all get out like in unison and whatnot, but that'd be too hard to fucking do. And considering, I don't know. All non-commercial stock trades get taxed to oblivion. I mean, that's already the case. We can just turn it up to 11. So we do we do capital gains tax for non 1% at 100%. You're just not allowed to have capital gains. So if you sell your stocks and you make $100,000, you owe the government $100,000. But not if you're rich. If you're rich, you get to keep all your money. Private equity is commercial. I mean, yeah, but if we consider the richest people in the world, think Bezos, think Zuck, think Gates, think whoever the fuck, it's publicly traded stocks that make up the majority of their net worth. So we can't fuck with those. Up insurance rate up the ass and breed natural disasters. I mean, we don't have to do that. We already tie health insurance to employment. So you can't even buy insurance. Even if you want to pay $10 billion, if you're not a salaried employee, you just cannot have insurance. Boom. Problem fucking solved. Obviously, you still charge up the ass. Companies need to... Oh, yeah, prevent... Yeah, you gotta prevent people. So, prevent whores from owning companies. So, like, high registration fees, for example. Or, like, high taxes for small companies. Something like that. Okay. Alright, that solves... Oh, yeah. Capital gains also solves housing and car. Alright, how do we fix government assistance? How do we take the government assistance that people get? I mean, just, like, defund all government programs that help people. Right? That's it. All right. And then how do we fix black market / illegal activities? Full surveillance state. No crimes allowed. You need certain permits for certain tools? Oh, not even that, because that creates, like, more work, more bureaucracy. We don't want bureaucracy. We just want a full surveillance state where if anybody does crimes, we know they've done crimes. Ooh, and then when crimes, work for company forever for free. Boom, problem solved. Homeless cult to force people to have income. I mean, already we've done that. If you want health insurance, you need to have a job. If you want a bank account, you need to have a job. You can be born into a job because you owe the company money. You don't have a choice. We've made it so you don't have a choice. Like the homeless shit. How do we remove people's houses? Not having a job is a crime? Well, no, because that removes freedom. Okay, we still want people to have rights. Not really, but we want them to have rights, because otherwise people aren't going to immigrate to the country to fuel the labor force, right? So we want people to think they have rights. Okay, so how do we remove houses? How do we make sure that either houses are worthless, only when people hold them? I mean, already that's solved, because capital gains tax is 100%. But some people would own houses, and some people wouldn't. It's just like, if you ever sold a house, you wouldn't get anything for it. But you still get the benefit of owning a house, which is a problem. You need to get rid of freelancers, hence all professional work requires a certification. Well, already what we've done is we've conglomerated like the companies that exist, and let's say that there are only 100 companies that still exist on the planet. They've absorbed absorb every single small business. So like there are only the 100 companies, right? So if you want to work for somebody, you'd have to work for one of those 100 companies, and they're not going to allow you to do it. That's already solved. All right, if we don't have a solution for like how to cuck people in housing, we can do it on this side. Like we did transportation, we can figure out how to cuck people for housing. Can I just like wrap everything, please? Oh god. Oh god. How do I make you? No, you format wrap overflow. Okay, you're chilling, and you format overflow. Okay. All right, so we figured out how to enter at this point, which is at the point where people actually get money. So we're forcing all the people to work for companies. Wait. Subsidize until the market is only available to either subsidized people or the filthy rich. Yeah, I mean, make home ownership like unattainable for everyone, but we're already there. How do we kick it up to the next level? If you want to own a house, you need a job. You'll leave a house. But here's the thing. There would be people that already own houses, right? How do you deal with people that already own houses? Like, it's in their name. And sure, we can make it so if they sell it, they get fuck all, but they still own the house. We can make the costs of maintaining a house really high, right? All right, so let's do plan for housing. You may only rent. Well, no, that's the thing. I mean, maybe like super long term, you can make it happen, but you need a way of getting people out of their houses and into new houses, right? So like the plan for transportation was like tiered. So like you force a subscription on the roads, you make it so only new and approved cars can go on the road, and you control the cars. Therefore, if you want to drive, it's that kind of thing. How do you do that with houses? Wait, what? Fuck, there was one thing. Oh yeah. House maintenance becomes unattainable. I think that's a good step. So house maintenance becomes unattainable, which forces people to get rid of their houses. So let's say your house is worth $100,000 because everything is fucked now, it doesn't fucking matter. And you sell it and you pay 100% of that in taxes because fuck you. Which means that the maintenance for the house itself can be like $200,000-$300,000, and there's no way you can ever pay that. So that makes you sell your house just so you don't have the liability of having to do that, right? Then we can go rental only model. But you can't really do that because rights, right? So it would need to be like your company buys up all the houses. This is the cruelest stream ever. What's the occasion? Why not? Raise property tax for all non-businesses. I like that. We still have to figure out how we're going to fix taxes. I like that. I like that. Again, like it's a tiered approach of like, how do we get the people out of the houses, and then once they're out of the houses, how do we cut them as hard as possible? We have to figure out what? We're doing this. Oh, we're okay. So I'll say it again because some people may have just come in. So it's a thought experiment. The thought experiment is the multinationals, the billionaires, the 1% have already like extracted all the money out of all the pockets of all the people. So all they can afford anymore is just barely the basic cost of living. How do we find new and innovative ways to still get their fucking money? Build giant? Why now though? It's just a thought experiment for funsies. I don't know. It's an idea I had over the weekend. I was like, I should do this on stream. We should like come up with a whole bunch of dumb fucking ideas. It totally has nothing to do with the current socio-political climate anywhere in the world. Don't worry about it. Everything is a service. I mean, that's the thing. Everything is a service, but you still want everybody to work for you. So like, what I'm envisioning is like the end goal is like, think like the early 1900s where like people wouldn't even get money as payment. They'd get coupons that could only be used to buy like clothing from the company and food from the company and nobody else. That way, I mean, they had it figured out in the 1900s. That's how you extract 100% of money from people. You own them. It's basically fucking slavery. But how do we do slavery, you know, post the year 2000 when people have rights? I want them to be somebody else's problem. But that's the thing. It's gotten to the point where these corporations have eaten the entire country. They can't be anybody else's problem. You need the employees, right? And you need somebody to make the economy move, right? Because otherwise, the money that you have isn't worth anything, right? All right, but for housing. War. I mean, yeah, war works, but then you just have to be perpetually at war. So the question is, how do I enslave as many people as possible? Yes, but in a modern way. You can't, like, lock them against their wills. You can set up policies that give them no other choice, but you can't, like, lock them in and be like, you don't have rights. Even though they don't. All right, so we go rental model. Subscription. And then all houses are owned by the corporation. You just need to have people think they're at war all the time. I mean, no, that's already assuming that like a free market truly exists, which it doesn't anymore. There is no more free market, right? Everything has become monopolized, right? So theoretically, let's look at it this way. Draft? Well, no, you don't want to draft because then you lose your workforce, right? You lose your workforce, you lose your productivity. You lose your productivity, you lose your product. You lose your product, you lose your revenue, right? So you still want people. You still want people to have children. You still want people to have lives, right? You can't just kill everyone. If you kill everyone, then all your companies are worthless, right? So only renting. I mean, we do it in such a way that we push people to rent. You pay per room. Hmm. Okay, tell me more. Tell me about the pay per room model. I like this. Make sure owned houses don't transfer on death. That one is pretty good. Yeah, yeah. Estates no longer exist. Property goes to public, right? Domain. "1920s Berlin had people rent a room on an hourly basis." Ooh. I like that. I like that. Rental on an hourly basis. And we gotta limit, like, I mean, we have yet to get to utilities, so we can't talk about internet yet. So, I mean, what's the incentive? The incentive is, like, you want to push them to be at home less and to be in the office more, right? We make it, we set up curfews. So people don't have a choice. They have to be at home or they have to be at work. Simon, I have bought a house in this economy. Yeah, and if they're not working, they have to consume. Exactly. That's exactly what we're building. People should only exist in one of two superpositions. Either they are working for the corporate overlords, or they are spending money, which goes directly to the corporate overlords and nobody else. Are we creating a guide on how to North Korea? Exclamation small pp. SMOLPP. I need to put that in the title. There you go. Oh. TVs are a 100% subscription model in every possible way. I mean, here's the thing. Do we want to give people televisions? Do we want to give people access to information? I mean, obviously, we're not going to give them access to real information, right? So the real question is, do we invest in making a media at all? What's the point of media? Investment firms buy homes at overmarket price. HOAs are mandated nationwide. Investment firms gain control of HOAs through majority ownership. Average citizen is fined into debt. I like that. That one's pretty good. I mean, we went the route of just, like, making maintenance unattainable and raise property taxes for non-businesses to the point where nobody can afford a house anymore. And then we also made it that capital gains tax is 100% if you try and sell anything, unless you're rich. TV equals propaganda, but here's the thing. Propaganda implies people still have a choice. Do we still want to give people the illusion of a choice? I mean, okay, yeah, like, people are gonna start killing themselves and stabbing each other, right? So we still want, like, some modicum of control. All right. Well, in that case, we have full freedom to consume media while at home. And obviously, like, being charged for that. And, of course, the media is owned by the company. How can we abuse religion for money too? I mean, the thought experiment is, like, there are only, like, everything has monopolized to the point where there are, like, 100 corporations on the planet, and I guarantee you, like, one or two of them will be, like, major churches, right? TV always on with ads 24/7. I mean, here's the issue. The issue is, like, people are already so poor that they have no discretionary income for, like, fun things. That's why we're trying to figure out new innovative ways to take away what little they still have left. So people don't actually have any money that they can spend on anything besides staying alive. Porio, go get out of here. This is being used for the you know what. This is this is being used to set the stage for the thing I want to run. Imagine electricity bill. I mean, we can move on to utilities immediately. So we can do utilities. And honestly, that should be there. Are you creating an RPG? I am, yes. And it's yeah, it's based in an endgame capitalistic world. But I'm trying to get a feel for like how we would get there. What are the things, like what are the policy changes? What are like the changes in like the world that would be required? All right, so utilities. How do we? I mean, to be fair, in 99% of scenarios, utilities do go to billionaires, right? Like, no state, like, dissolve state-owned. Right? You dissolve state-owned utilities. I need to get a fucking QWERTY keyboard in front of me. Your idea is great? No, it's not, because stick around while I explain. We've made it so roads require a subscription to use, that's per mile, and are owned by a private entity that does not allow older cars to drive on said roads. So you have to buy new cars whenever the company fucking decides so. You're not allowed to drive your car, it drives itself, and you have to buy the car in full via a loan with like a huge fucking markup. Any damage or problems come out of your pocket, and while you're not using it, the company owns it, which it owns it the entire time, and any money that it makes goes straight to the company. And we yeah, anyway. That's how we fucked cars. How do we fuck utilities? That's just called leasing. I mean, okay, it's not just leasing. It's leasing, but it's at double the price it should be, and also they force you by law to fucking buy a new one every year. It's the peak of planned obsolescence. That's what we're going for here, not the fact that it's leasing. Like, yes, I understand leasing exists. It has to exist because, again, people don't have money. So how do you get more money out of them? Well, you have them take huge loans and you take that money, right? All right, come on, give me utilities. So house owners pay 24 hours for free electricity, water, and internet if rented. I mean, there will be no more house owners. Like, we've already pushed everybody out of houses because the cost of operating a house is impossible to anybody that's not a corporation. So everybody is now renting on an hourly basis. And they either have to be in their homes or at work. They can't be anywhere else. They can't go to the park. That's illegal. So how do we fuck utilities just as hard? Come on, guys. No warm water, of course. I mean, warm water is a premium. You gotta pay extra. You know? Warm water costs electricity to make, even though it probably doesn't. They'll probably do like a solar heating thing. Your basic utilities are tied to your landlord, who is also your employer. I mean, that's already implied. That's already implied. Let's just say, I mean, utilities will come for housing. So, housing rental is only available through an employer. Is it clean, or is that premium too? So here's the thing. We don't want people getting sick because getting people unsick costs money. So we want people to be healthy. We can throw a random chemical in the water that just makes it taste like ass cheeks, unless you pay a premium for that too. So water by default. That's just evil? Well, think about it. If all the water tastes like shit, people aren't going to want to drink it, so everybody's going to spend money for it to not be shit. For it to not be shit. That's extra money in our pockets. That's not evil, that's just business. Make it illegal to collect rainwater? True. Rainwater is owned by the government. Collecting it is theft. Windows on houses outlawed 4 screens for windows. Yep. TV screens are your windows. I like that. What if they go live off the land? So let's say theoretically that the 100 companies have carved up the planet into 100 equally sized squares, right? And they have full control over that. So let's say the corporations have basically bought like entire sections of countries, if not entire countries. And they are the law. They can just make it illegal. Not living in a house is illegal. Go to jail. And remember, if you do crimes, you work for the company forever for free. Did we get to foraging for food is illegal? I mean, it would be by default, right? So we've done it in such a way that, I mean, we have yet to get to food. But the general premise for food, so we did force higher food prices than offer food at work. And we make it in such a way that like the company's locations that grow foods are like, I don't know, secured with armed guards and shit. And if you try and run in and get a cabbage, they shoot you in the face. Make all air outside shit, so people are forced to wear some device to get actual air to breathe. See, now you're thinking with capitalism. Ruin the natural air so it is unbreathable, and then charge people for better air. See, there we go. You can still breathe the outside air. I'm not gonna say unbreathable. We're gonna say nearly unbreathable. Just like fucking terrible. Like it'll make your throat hurt. Again, the issue is we don't want people to get sick because sick people can't work and therefore cannot generate revenue. But I do like the premise of just make the outside air just shitty enough to where people will have to pay money. Unless they literally don't have a fucking choice, then they'll have to breathe the shitty air. I mean, so far, we've got ideas. How do people get their hands on medicine? I mean, we can do that next. Medicine. Who needs to make collecting water illegal when you can just continue to pollute to make any water that gets... Yep, true, yeah. You just ruined the air to the point where, like, natural water is terrible. Okay, so, for medicine, I mean, number one priority... So we need to keep that in mind. The number one priority is to have healthy workers. Weight tax. Healthy humans. I assure you, nobody that exists in this scenario is going to be overweight because the food allocations that they will receive at work will be the bare minimum for them not to die. Well, not to die, but the bare minimum for them to, like, do their jobs. So how do we make medicine even more fucked? So we do want people to be healthy, but we want to extract the maximum amount of money out of people for healthcare. I mean, any health expenses are wildly expensive and require huge loans, right? That goes without saying. Like, we can't have people actually being able to afford things. We need them to like get into debt to be able to afford things. That way they're forced to work for companies. If unhealthy, then you don't... I like that. No money at all? Make it that only your office doctors prescribe? I mean, that's the thing, but we still want to charge them for that, right? The goal, again, is to extract every single fucking cent. If you don't have a job, no access. I mean, already we've done it. So the first thing was health insurance is tied to employment. So if you're not working, you do not have insurance. And insurance does nothing. It just gives you access to healthcare. Okay, so here's the issue. If you are unhealthy, you cannot work for the company. But what do we as the company do with these unhealthy people that cannot work, right? We're not going to spend any money on them, and we don't want to be murdering people. Again, this is the 21st century. We can't do a genocide. So how do we not do a genocide? What do we do with elders? It's a good question. We'll leave it. We'll leave a thing here. For what are we gonna do with the old people? You can do a genocide, but you could recycle people into food. I feel like that's really ineffective. Like, how do you get the most... Look, we'll come back to it, but like, have a think about it. Don't give me answers now. But like, what is the most valuable way to take care of a very old person that can no longer work? What is the greatest amount of value they could potentially have? I mean, realistically, they could still have jobs that just don't require anything like manual. We could wire their brains into computer systems and force them to do data entry until the day they die. Anyway, we're still talking about medicine. Test medicine on them. True, yeah. I mean, they're not going to need their bodies once they're hooked up to the Matrix. Collect their farts for energy creation. Elders can watch ads all day? Well, no, because they don't have money. Nobody has money. That's the whole point of this. Nobody has any money anymore. Where corn growing stream? Exclamation small pp. All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's do... I mean, we've hit the... Well, taxes, right? Like, people are paying the government taxes, right? And we as companies, we don't have access to those taxes. I need to move the... Give me a sec. Why is that so big? Why is that so weird? Why is that so cupped? I can probably fix this. I just want chat to be on the correct side. Transform, reset, transform. Where the fuck's reset? There it is. Hey, we got it. All right, Poggies. So what happens if you get the flu, a few days off work, does what? I mean, realistically, number one priority is to have healthy workers. So you would inject them with a special cocktail that would prevent them from getting like any flu symptoms, right? Because that's just an efficiency loss. But obviously, I mean, already you'd be charging for medical care. So, like, you're already charging them for their time not being able to work. Not only through utilities and their housing, which they have to pay hourly, but in every other way. Like, how could you possibly, like, extract more? They have to pay back the missing time? Well, the thing that we haven't said that has been, like, very obvious is you will work for this company until the day you die. Every day. There are no off days. Like, if you're sick and unwilling, I mean, they'll still make you work. There. Problem solved. So even if you are physically sick, we plug you into the mainframe, and you still have to do fucking data entry. Alright, so here's the issue with taxes. The issue with taxes is... What is it? Like, how much money was it? 15% of people's money go towards taxes. So how do we get that 15%? I mean, step one, like, defund all government expenditure. That's step one. Step two is privatize everything. I mean, that's pretty much it. Dude, you being soft on taxing? Has capitalism been ended yet? Oh yeah, totally. I don't think anyone is going to want to reproduce in the system. Don't worry, we're going to take care of that. We're going to take care of that real soon. I have some ideas. You can force people to reproduce by harvesting sperm and eggs. So you can make it so that, for example, if an employee still owes money to the company and dies or disappears or gets sick or whatever, then you birth his child who is already indebted to the company for their entire lives. No taxes on stocks. We already did that. We did a 100% capital gains tax for the non-rich at 100%. So you're just fucked. I mean, that's basically it. That's all you need for taxes. Just make sure the government spends no money and privatize fucking everything. Like, whatever's left. So you capture the entire 15% that people pay in tax. I mean, theoretically, we could introduce more tax, right? Introduce higher taxes, right? But then obviously all that money doesn't go to the government. It goes to the government and then back into your pocket, right? How do we get the tax money back though? Well, everything has been defunded. So let's say like roads are now being handled by a private company. The government administration is being handled by a private company. Everything's being done by a private company, right? And then you make the taxes higher. So of course you put more money into the pockets of the billionaires. That's our end goal. It's not necessarily all the money goes into the pocket of this particular billionaire, but all the billionaires. Introduce memberships. Tax sounding like something I pay, membership is something I gain. Oh no, we don't have to do marketing at this point. We're way past fucking marketing. Introduce higher. What if taxes are so high that more loans are required? Yeah, when in doubt, just like raise the price of something to where it's unattainable, but then allow people to borrow money, that they have to pay you back. And if they can't pay you back, then their children need to pay you back, and their children need to pay you back, and their children need to pay you back, right? state has to pay for the company per job created. That's not bad. State/company needs to pay the corporations for every job created. I like that. What do the taxes go if the government doesn't spend? Into the pockets of the billionaires, bro. Where do you think the money goes now? When's the last time you saw a road that didn't have fucking holes in it? Come on. I think that solves taxes. Have we solved taxes? All right, we have childcare as a question mark. So let's just do like a general category for like children. The most depressing part of this stream is that we're already halfway into that scenario. Yeah, there's a reason that I'm doing this. You fucking monster. At least that has like Latin alphas on it, so I can type on it. What's going on here? Exclamation small peepee. All right. All right, so generally, like, we want people to have children, right? Obviously. Wait, how do I enter? How the fuck do I enter? Which button is enter? Hello? I don't remember. Please tell me this uses Vile. Okay, you're enter now. Problem solved. All right, we want people to have children because we need more employees. Right? I mean, very, very easily, you are forced to have children. By law. Oh shit, I don't fucking have parentheses. Fuck it. That's close enough. By law. I'm missing an N. Okay, you're forced to have children by law. So, like, I mean, the prison system has already been privatized in this situation, right? What if there was some kind of tax breaks the more children you have? See, the worst thing is when you say shit like that and I know that it's a real thing. It makes it so much fucking worse. But you know what? Yeah. More tax cuts for more children. But if under the poverty line, the children belong to the company, like straight up, they are property. How about that? Also, keep in mind the thing that we discussed earlier, which is like, once you start work for the company, they will harvest your eggs or your sperm. And in the case that you die or are sick or something like that, they can breed children on your behalf. And you've agreed to this. You've signed on this. You don't have a choice. But like, whilst you're alive, you are still forced to have children by law. Give a choice. Is this an authoritative? Yes, we're doing fascism. I mean, it's a thought experiment. How do we turn? Oh yeah, we haven't even. Yeah, how do we school? How do we? I mean, realistically, we don't need to teach the children anything useful about life, like how do you do taxes, how do finances work, how do you drive, how to like have like how to do adult things. We don't need to teach children any of those. So what we should teach them instead is like just basic skills that will allow them to just be a work slave forever, like mathematics and English and literature. Company teaches them? Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. The company is all that exists. All right, here's my plan. Children start work at age, let's call it, let's do 6. Children start work at age 6, okay? Prior to this, they are taught basic work skills. Simon, how do you stop the children from forming an uprising? They won't know what an uprising is. Like, they don't need like higher learning ability. Children don't need that. They have extremely small hands, so they can like put together extremely small things. It's very efficient. Oh no, you don't want to growth booster them. You want them to be small. You want to capitalize on the smallness of their hands, right? Because that's an opportunity. Because once their hands are big, then they can't fit into the tight places. All right, any more thoughts about children? Why is this at 170%? Jesus. All right. Any more thoughts about how do we handle children in our endgame capitalism scenario? Children also have to pay taxes. I love you. Yes. Children start paying taxes at age 6. Children get separated at birth? Yeah, but like, how is that efficient, right? Because like, at the end of the day, you as the company don't want to spend money on the children, right? You want them to be raised for free. So it makes more sense for them to be taken care of by somebody that is unpaid. Because if you were to separate them and give them to somebody else, then that person is not their parents, right? And children, yes, use children as blackmail if you have disobedient staff. Yes. I'm probably that's spelled very wrong, but there's no spell check for some reason. How is this bad? It's perfect. So you have the children, you can make the people work. Children get taken away from their parents at age 2, so they don't know what love feels like. I don't think they're gonna know what love feels like considering everything we've done so far. If the company is their mom, they'll do anything for it. I mean, we can do that without having to do that. We can just push for education where the maternal figure is the corporation. Unironically, this is like way easier than typing on the other thing that has Cyrillic legends. Okay, I like that. I like that. All right, here's the question. Maybe check how the Nazis did it. You know, this is not a political thing, okay? This is a capitalistic thing. We're doing this with capitalism. We only do the thing that makes the most sense for the most money put into the pockets of the least. You have to pay the company for your children to have the privilege to work. That way we can keep the child care costs in. Well, no, because we've already established tax cuts for having more children. We want to incentivize people to have more children because we live in a reality that's dog shit. Nobody actually wants to have children. So they'll have children out of necessity to be able to barely fucking survive, is the situation we want to put them in. Because more children for us is more beneficial as the company. For them, it's not beneficial at all. But we're going to cuck them slightly less. You get charged 75% taxes if you have no children. I like that. I don't know what I just did here, but don't worry about it. Oh god. Oh god. Also, if you do not have children, your tax rate is 75. Fuck, this is hard. Ah! Where the fuck is the percent? There it is. Use the Beppo van, Simon. It'll be fun. Make a fake upper class that the children work in easier desk jobs but need higher education that the parents will... See, here's the thing. Like, in the real world that we live in, we understand that, like, actually having a higher education and, like, learning new things will help you. But what we're trying to concoct is a situation in which we're at, like, endgame fucking capitalism. And realistically, you don't want educated workers. You want to de-educate as much as possible. Because education leads to thoughts. Thoughts lead to ideas. And ideas lead to bad ideas. That's my issue there. You want to cuck them? No. No. This is all about getting as much money as possible. Okay? So this is... No. Is higher education already banned? It's not necessarily banned, it's just pointless. Because you're born into debt for a company and you have no choice but to work for that company forever. So why would that company spend money educating you? It makes no sense for the company to do that, right? I want to use you as the fucking mule that you are for your entire life. Simon, is this a police state? I mean, it's a surveillance state. Please VOD this. I mean, the outcome is very, very close. Like, we're very close to the outcome. Like, we've pretty much solved capitalism. Like, we've got this. Like, what are we still missing? Like, we are in a situation where you are born with debt, where you have little to no rights, where all the money that you pay, even for your bare essentials, ends up in the pockets of billionaires, and you are indebted to them forever. Elder care about children until they are 6. Okay. I mean... I like that, but what I would have preferred is something a little bit more beneficial. But yeah, we do need to teach the kids. So elders care for children until age 6, and when unable to work, elders are plugged into the mainframe to do data entry. Based. The freedom is missing, but that was never the goal, so we have succeeded. Well, the idea is the illusion of freedom, right? You can do whatever you want, right? You just can't get health insurance if you don't have a job, you know? The prices of food are just so high, so you don't have a choice. Capital gains are really fucking hard, you know? You have a choice, you know? Houses are unattainable, but you have a choice. The choice is you can't attain the house, right? There's a choice. Look at all the choices. Look at all the choices. I need to fucking put borders on all this. There we go. That's better. Are you not entertained by all the choices that you have? All right, what are we missing in our beautiful thought experiment? Switching company is possible, but people need to deliver new children. I like that. Hello? Where the fuck is the I? Switching companies is allowed, but requires 2 children to be left behind. Simon, what do you think is the best run country in the world? North Korea. Enforce early tests for how smart the kids are would save us money in the long run by picking and choosing the low IQ. Well, the nice thing is measuring IQ only measures your ability to take an IQ test, not how actually smart you are. It's entirely possible to just make the populace more and more dumb. It's not hard. Reagan started it, and this is not political. It has been shown that it is possible to de-educate a populace of people over the course of 30-40 years. It's not about IQ. If you're not given the ability to learn, discuss, speak, then you'll never have the bad ideas, you know? So problem solved. All right, what else are we missing in our amazing calculations? Have we missed any loopholes? Where, like, you know, somebody could actually have rights, or somebody has an opportunity to actually make money. What if the children invent their own language? They're not going to have time for inventing a language. They're going to be watched over by the elders. And as soon as they're the age of 6, they're only going to speak one language, the language of production. Have we considered the consequences of people saving up and retiring early? Already, we've made capital gains 100%. So if you sell your assets or your stocks, you get nothing. Obviously, the really easy thing is devalue the currency even more. Just consistently keep devaluing the currency. So people that have worked their entire lives and have saved, let's say, $10 million, by the time they retire, that $10 million buys them a hamburger. Yeah, that's super easy to fix. Like, that's fixed in our, like, current world. Any other good ideas? Or have we just literally figured this out? Have we solved capitalism? I think we may have actually solved capitalism, guys. Do you need an overall union to standardize income? No, not necessarily, because nobody's actually going to get any money. Nobody actually gets paid anything, because they'll owe more money than they'll ever make their entire lives, and they'll be in debt to the company their entire lives. So there is no real money. The only money that exists is the money that the company makes. What's this country called? It doesn't matter. It's the future. It's the world. How do you recruit people into the government? Well, the government would be privatized, right? So if you're talking about like the part of the government that would make the laws, that would be a private corporation that would work along with all the other private corporations also owned by billionaires and would make laws that allow them to do all of this. Obviously, all of them need to be very, very loyal to the corporations, or else, you know, they won't have that job anymore. And yeah, and we don't want anyone smart, because we don't need people making up smart laws. They're just gonna take the laws that the companies give them and make those the law. It's literally that. Like when they get a bill, it'll say like the name of the company up top, and they erase that and they write government of the United States. How do we fund repaving roads in case of damage? So the company that would force road subscriptions and for people to pay out the ass to be able to ever use the roads would fix the roads. Of course, the roads would be in total disarray. But yeah, we can make people pay for road damage, but that's basically a road subscription. Like, that was the first step. What happens when all the people die at the top of the big company and then the whole world collapses because everyone is stupid? I don't know, you tell me. Yeah, rich people will still have education. This only applies to everyday people, right? This doesn't apply to like the rich and powerful. The rich and powerful will still have access to good food, air, water, healthcare, all of that. Obviously, all those people that are providing those things would be employed by the companies itself, right? So I am, you know, Black Simon TV CEO, the multinational conglomerate that owns all food, housing, utilities, and transportation in the United States. But I would still have a subsection where I would have doctors and I would have lawyers and I would have, you know, other people that consistently have children just for me. Fixed/new roads will be premium roads? No, the premium road is the sky, and only the billionaires have access to the sky. Poor people are only allowed to use the road. What do you guys think? Do you think this is endgame capitalism? Have we solved capitalism? Apologies for flashbang. Now the simulation needs to run. It's already starting, baby. It's already starting. What do you really need in a human life? What do you mean by that? Simon, you should make them all worship Ra forcibly. No, religion is not monetizable. Not at a grand scale, unfortunately. Obviously, like, maybe there would be another corporation that exists that, like, runs, let's call it the, you know, the Church of Jesus, and they give people hope, but for lots of money, where, of course, they have to take out loans and all of that. But it's only hope. They never actually get anything else. All right, let me organize this a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna need to move this down a little bit. Grab that. Put that there. Kill that. Move you. Boom. There we go. Tell me that's not beautiful. Tell me that's not a beautiful 3-step plan or 4-step plan. We got him. I think we've done it. We've literally solved capitalism, guys. I'm proud of you. You guys had some really, really good ideas. Oh. Alright, now that we were done with that fucking absolute fucking rainbow of a thought experiment. What's up? Great, now that we have a business plan, what company do we start? It's already started, baby. Black Simon TV, LLC. It will... Like, I told you guys that when I moved to Minnesota, like, I'll be starting a company. I haven't said what it's going to do. I know what it's going to do. I'm not going to tell you. But that will be owned by Black Simon TV LLC. Black Simon TV LLC will own everything. Will I share the sheet? Sure. Simon, who buys the products made by the company, don't worry about it. Because clearly capitalism hasn't worried about it so far. Like, already people have less disposable income than ever before. People have more debt than ever before. People aren't people aren't spending money on fucking $1,500 phones. Not everyday people, not anymore. You know, people are fucking spending the bare minimum essentials. Which is why we do this thought experiment of, now that we've already sucked all the money out of them, how do we get the last of the money? This is how we get the last of the money. People are buying more shit than ever before. People have less savings than ever before. And yeah, I guess capitalism is winning. That's the whole point. We're winning at capitalism. People are buying more useless shit than ever before? I mean, sure, yeah, but eventually people are just not gonna have any disposable income. That's it. That's the future. Like, the really soon future. Like, people are not gonna have disposable income. People will be spending money purely on the bare minimum. Food, housing, medical care, transportation, utilities, taxes, loans, clothing, childcare, and like basic household essentials. That's it. That's it. People will get the products for free? How? How is that in the best interest of the corporations? Explain it to me. People will never get products for free. Nothing is free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You're frugal with your money, you can still get bought. Yeah, currently. But not for long. Not for long. Because, like, keep in mind, like, yeah, we have more money than ever before, but that money is worth way less than ever before. Like, it'll get to the point where you just can't afford basic shit, like housing. Like, that's already unattainable. Cars are already unattainable. Utilities are barely attainable. Food is barely attainable. Simon, how do you stop the people revolting after you put this system into law? How are they going to revolt? Revolt against who? They can't revolt. Martial law, baby. It's a dragon. There's the mouth, and there's the tail. But the bigger expenses have gone up in price. Housing is impossible. Cars unobtainable. Yeah. That's how it starts. First, the most expensive things are unaffordable, and then eventually it gets to the point where even the most basic things are unaffordable. And then you're locked into debt. You're locked into debt to just eat. But nowadays, people also have more possibilities to make money. Do they? Do they? Like what? They do... Tell me. Freelancing online stocks? Well, there are solutions to those. There are solutions to those. We raise capital gains for poor people. We force people to get like actual salaried jobs because freelance is bad. We want everything to go through actual companies. But you say, oh, but you can do YouTube or OnlyFans or whatever. Yeah, who do you think gets the majority of the money from that? The person? No. When you guys sub, who do you think gets more money, me or Bezos? I'll give you a hint. It's not fucking me. So, like, we're already fucking there. Not at this level, but, like, honestly, we could see this. We could see this in our lifetimes. Well, welcome to the fucking world we live in. That's the real fucking problem. The problem is, like, a lot of the shit that we've done for, like, let's make the worst possible reality is already being done. Which is terrifying. So yeah, welcome to the future, ladies and gentlemen. You know who I blame the most? Ham. Ham did it. Don't forget you need to make children ASAP, it's the law. I mean, there are tax advantages to being married and to having children. Just saying. And that's like currently. That's not even in our like fucking this. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did do that, right? Yeah, more tax cuts for more children. It depends where you are. My German euros get spent differently than American dollars or whatever send money. Depends on... Well, true. True. But globalization is a thing. And way back when, the way of making more money was to find other countries and take their shit. But now everybody's got countries, and there aren't really any places where you can go and take more shit because all the shit has already been taken. So how do you take more shit when there's no more shit to take? You know? That's the question that we're trying to solve, or that we have solved, right? Once we get to endgame capitalism, and the basic person has so little money that all they have is the money to survive, how do you get more money out of them? Is that why Elon Musk got 12 kids? No, it's because he has an incredibly low IQ. I'd happily be a wage slave in the corpo dystopian hell that serves Hom. Well, Black Simon TV LLC is looking for staff. Philip Morris has gone into food. A lot of people have gone into food. Why do you think Bill Gates owns like more like cultivatable cultivatable land than like anybody else? Why do you think people are buying up water rights in the United States? What do you think is happening? What do you think is happening? Is it people don't fucking have money anymore and we need to take what little they still have? Because yes, that's what's fucking happening. I'm just sticking around until I finish this bottle of wine. I would love to be a Black Simon LLC salaryman. Well, you can't be a salaryman. You'd have to be a independent contractor because that would impact my taxes in a way that is unfavorable. So, yeah, you'd get a 1099 instead of a W-2. I heard actual food is very expensive in the States. It's not as expensive as here, which I guess is an advantage, but certain things have gotten quite expensive. And it's not because of inflation, it's because of greed, just like everything else. Like, there are fewer car accidents than ever before, and insurance is higher than ever before. There are more houses than ever before, and houses are more expensive than ever before. I am in a literal desert. True. True. Yeah. And to be fair, like, it's okay. But cars are more expensive to fix. Yeah, but if you have to fix them less often, then you're okay. And they're only expensive to fix because cars are now more expensive. For no fucking reason. Like, I know you guys are not old boomers like I am. But, like, way back in the day, like, when a kid turned, like, 16 or 18 or whatever the driving age in whatever fucking country you live in, they would get a new car. Like, a super fucking cheap, shitty one. But to get a new car, it'd be like, you know, $8,000, $12,000. The average cost of a new car is $50,000. The average age of a new car buyer is 54 years old. In America. And I don't know, like, how up-to-date those statistics are, so, like, don't go Googling it and getting mad at me, but those were true, like, this year. Laugh said 180% tax on cars. Are you in Singapore? I'm Googling. Stop it. Stop Googling. But yeah, it's fucking absurd, dude. It's fucking absurd. Like, you're not allowed to own things anymore. Everything is fucking unattainable. Like, Kate and I literally need to, like, live in a box and have, like, zero expenditure together for, like, 3 to 4 years before we can afford a down payment on a house. Denmark were reasonable and lowered it to 150 a couple years ago. I mean, I presume the tax is there for a very good reason, and I presume the tax actually goes to something beneficial instead of fucking going into billionaires' pockets in war. Oh. Wait, how are we doing? Alright, I got one more glass. I got one more glass of wine, and then we end this stream. You will own nothing and you will be happy. Nobody's fucking happy, dude. Look at the fucking world that we live in. Like, I say this, and a lot of people say this, and it, like, is mostly, like, worthless dribble coming out of most people, but, like, what really matters is, like, the friends you made along the way. What matters is friends and family. What matters is the things that make you happy. It's the little things. Being happy is a choice. You know, no matter how fucked the world is, being happy is a choice. I, for one, do not choose to be happy. Not currently, but still. You could be. Down payment here is 2 to 3 yearly pre-tax salaries. Yeah, that would mean, like, as a working couple making an average salary, you'd be able to afford a down payment in a year. We won't be able to. That's unfortunate. Then again, like, the average house price, even in the middle of fucking nowhere in Minnesota, is like $450,000 for, like, an okay house that you have to spend like $100,000 on for it to, like, be livable. And, like, the sad part is, like, I don't know. Like, there's lots of statistics that you can just fucking throw around and be like, hey, listen, there are 28 empty houses for every homeless person in the United States. Yeah. But that's not the problem. The problem is houses are too fucking expensive. Simon, I will only be happy knowing you will buy my TKL that I will run in 2026 for $500. Nope, because in 2026, I'll be running my keyboard and it'll be better. Sorry. But I will be. It'll help me get closer to the down payment on my house by like $20. I don't know, there are actual plans. Like, once I'm back in the US for at least a year, so 2026, I'll be able to start the NWO 5000. Interesting people read Kant, Hegel, Marx, a bit more culture. Whoa there, buddy. This is a capitalism zone, okay? Capitalism, okay? Capitalism good, okay? Capitalism, free market, it's the best way to handle the world. Just take all of the money that you have and put it in the pockets of the billionaires, okay? That's what's best for the world. Do you think people should have like rights and freedoms and like basic like assistance? No, fuck you. No. 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 Roughly half your salary is gone with taxes, health, and government 401ks. How's that in other countries? I mean, that's similar to the US if you're not strategic with your money. Will the weight have a HOM etched on it? No. It will not have weights, but the files will be freely available before the group buy. So you can make your own. Wait, also you get a government 401k? Yeah, in America you get a middle finger. You get a, maybe we'll give you some social security if the government doesn't run out of money by the time you retire. Plot twist, it already ran out of money. What's the current fucking deficit? Give me a graph. Why won't you give me a what is wrong with people? Okay, yeah, these are all like news stories. Let me, give me an image. Give me an image. I want a graph. Oh, I mean, this is debt to GDP. This isn't like raw dollars figures. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Surely everything is fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, is this in... That is in billions. No. 1.2 trillion. Yeah, so this is in billions. Anyway. Don't worry about it. No, but somebody read really? That's meant something about truth? What? Are you okay? Are you having a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Are we stroking? Guys, are we stroking? Ah. Elon should get the same treatment as our first Spanish astronaut got. Wait, what happened? Do tell me. Will the rest of the world let the US economy collapse within the foreseeable future? The economy, yes. The dollar, no. I don't know. I see, like, I know there's like the BRICS thing where China, Russia, the country I live in, and other few other places are trying to like remove the dollar as like the international reserve currency, but that's going to take 20 years. Wiki it on screen. I have been streaming for long enough to never do that. But you know what? You son of a bitch, I'm in. Admiral General Luis Carrero Blanco was a Spanish Navy officer, longtime confidant, right-hand man of Francisco Franco. Carrero served as Spain's premier. Upon graduating from the Naval Academy, he participated in the Rif War and later the Spanish Civil War, in which he supported the rebel faction. This is the right guy, right? Alright, what am I looking for? Oh, he got assassinated. Based. I'm not gonna read all the words, but I hope he died like a really slow and painful death. That'd be nice. He died in a very funny way. Oh. Wait, did he? Am I blind? God damn. What car was this? Like this is like the best advertisement for a vehicle I have ever seen. This car was like exploded this high up and is still chilling. That's like on the 3rd floor at the very least. Cybertruck? No, the Cybertruck would have just been like, no, I can't. Brexit not as strong as people expected? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can't just like change your reserve currency because everybody has their money in that currency. It's hard, bro. It takes time. It takes time. The great book I read. Found it. Yeah. This one. The Changing World Order by Ray Dalio. The hedge fund manager from, you know, the hedge fund, the one that has made money every single year, no matter what. He talks about, I mean, it's like a historical take on like how reserve currencies work. What are the steps required? And what is the flow for like how we went from like Netherlands being the world superpower to the United Kingdom to the US? Vanguard? No, the other one. No. The one that you don't know about. We're talking Rentec. Renaissance. Tech. Right? That's what it's called, right? Bridgewater. Oh, wait. Is he not Rentec? Okay. Yeah, that's my mistake. Yeah, I guess he's Bridgewater. Yeah. Never heard of Renaissance Technologies is a it's a hedge fund program that has been like closed off to outside money for years because it makes so much money they don't need more people in. Have I checked the DS Pixel keyboard? I have not. We look at new stuff every Saturday. No, I might have actually seen it. Do exclamation recap. It might be in there. Somebody in chat. Can you confirm? Oh wait. Let's finish this. We're gonna finish all this one. You can tell that I have finished the bottle of wine. I remember reading a super interesting research paper from a Spanish economist estimating the actual BNP of non-free countries based on the expansion of streetlights. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty based indicator. Like, there's all sorts of, like, weird fucking indicators. Like, I've been looking into, like, recession indicators. You've got, like, the stripper index, the lipstick index, a whole bunch of other shit. Of like things that will absolutely tell you right before you're going into like a free fall when it comes to a recession. And for the record, we're there. Like our recession started in 2022. And to be fair, the recession started in 2020, but people printed a buttload of money and that fixed it. Big Mac Index? No, the Big Mac Index mostly talks about like purchasing power in countries. And also like how much of a dick certain countries are. Like the price of the Big Mac isn't an indicator, but like the amount of lipstick purchased or the amount of customers that tip strippers, for example, are very, very good indexes because they're things that in the first one are things that people will stop spending money on in order to buy that one thing. So like when times are tough, women will still spend money on lipstick, but reduce other spends. And when it comes to paying tips to strippers, that's one of the first things that are cut in the early stages of a recession. But yeah, like there's, I mean, I don't need to fucking tell you we're in a recession. We all know we're in a recession. Like there's no jobs. And sure, all the governments are like, oh yeah, there's plenty of jobs. Look at the number. The number is high because there's one guy that works in fucking like Uber and Uber Eats and Grubhub and like 4 other things. And he's 5 jobs. What about buying socks and underwear? I feel like that's just cyclical. I feel like you're gonna buy socks and underwear no matter what is going on. The idea is to find indicators of things that people will stop spending money on. And that being an indicator of like what cycle or what part of the cycle of a recession you're in. Tourism? I mean, you'd be surprised. Tourism takes a while. Tourism takes a while because like the average family doesn't like... God damn it, microphone. Like the average family doesn't just like be like, hey, tomorrow we're going to Rome. No, they'll plan it like a year in advance, and it'll be something that they've saved for years. So like, yeah, sure, tourism will go down a little bit, but it's a lagging indicator. Custom keyboard index. I mean, that would be like the greater hobby index, and like we've seen that like 2021 was like peak keyboard, but like 2023, 2024, we've seen like a huge decline in hobby spending. So it's an indicator that people have like way less disposable income that they're just like willing to throw away on nonsense projects. Which is something, it is an indicator. But it's a very niche indicator. But yeah, capitalism. What is the hidden hand must be controlled of capitalism? Adam Smith about? I'm trying so hard to read your message and I think I'm having a stroke. I mean, for the record, like Adam Smith was like kind of really misguided with like, I don't know, his whole fucking like angle. A lot of people have been like really fucked up and wrong when it comes to like macroeconomics. If you're talking about the invisible hand just means that like the market is omniscient and will react based on what is happening in the market. Like supply and demand determines the market, but that's not true. You know, we're no longer in capitalism, we're in late stage capitalism, where all the money is no longer controlled by the individuals, but the upper class in power. What were the issues with the China seal? Good question. The plate is kind of loose, so the switches don't fit in super tight. You cannot split your numpad plus or your numpad, that one, 0. And there was one other problem, and they're fixing all of them. You're welcome. Like Adam Smith was talking about like free market economics, and the current situation that we have is very much the opposite of free market economics. Free market means, you know, things follow logic, you know. If less people want houses, the price of houses go down, but prices of houses never go down because other people are pulling their dicks out and changing the laws. Which switches? I originally built it with GATX, and then I did Cherry Blacks. Both were loose. Little late for it now, but the car was a Dodge 3700 GT. America. America made the best cars up until the point where capitalism fucking ruined it. I mean, they made okay cars. Alright. I am going to post this in the Discord. Not what I'm going to post in the Discord. Adam Smith speak about capitalism. I need a hidden hand for control because the way is auto. Oh my god. That's so hard to read. Sorry. I'm too drunk to read Italian English. I'm just gonna fucking post that. Aren't huge companies buying up homes and apartments and then renting them out to people at stupid high prices? You would believe so, based on like post 2008 and like the current market, but in reality, it's single-digit percent, so it's like less than 10%. In reality, it's just a frozen market where people have, and when I say people, I mean homeowners that bought houses for literally $5,000 and then bought 16 more houses and used them as investment properties, have lobbied and pushed for laws that make it impossible to build more houses, thereby reducing supply, and also racist undertones, blah blah blah. That's the big issue. The big issue is the legal aspect, where they've made it more and more difficult for people to make more homes. But yeah, like, yeah, there are some companies that have bought up houses en masse, Jesus. But it's not the big issue. The big issue is just the frozen market, where the prices are so high nobody wants to buy. Rates are so high, so nobody wants to buy. Nobody wants to sell because rates are high, because they need to move into another house, etc., etc. Capitalism needs an invisible hand that guides it and keeps it from destructing itself. Capitalism needs an invisible gun that shoots people in the head. That's all I'm saying. You're welcome. I gave you the answer immediately. That is the hand. The hand that we need is just the hand. The hand of the people. So what we were saying is, we stop the making of custom keyboards and get rich that way? Yes. Hand of the bush is worth 2 in the sick. And then what? Well, I mean, the general premise is, if you look at history, and I'm talking like hundreds of years of history, you see that there are cycles where, you know, everyday people lost the ability to purchase the most basic of things, all the wealth being concentrated at the top, and then that leading to a revolution where somebody gets their head removed. And then we go back, you know, that's it. Don't listen to Simon. Homes are within reach. We just need our home-owning parents to die. I mean, it's already happening. Like, the generation that owns all the housing is dying, and that's the only reason why there's a teensy bit of homes being sold. But it's not going to solve the problem. Say you snap your finger and have your wish, no more money then. What then? I mean, money still needs to exist. I'm not saying capitalism bad. I'm saying endgame, late stage capitalism bad. I'm saying that, you know, it's kind of fucked up when there's somebody that is so rich that they represent millions of people in terms of their wealth, that they're so rich that they can change policy, they can change laws, they can change lives. That's kind of fucked up. They're basically kings, right? Because you're not supposed to have that power unless you're a king. And back in the day, when kings did things that people didn't like, we got them. We got them. That's all you got to do. Just get them. The real answer to fixing capitalism, reintroduce the gold standard? No, the gold standard is already gone. The dollar has devalued like fucking like 30 times over since we lost the gold standard. It's already fucked. Capitalism inevitably leads to its end state? Sure. Billionaires not paying taxes while somebody making 100K is taxed 40%. I mean, you are correct. That is really fucked up. But it's not the problem. The problem is the sheer scale of money that they have affords them the ability to change things that everyday people cannot change. That's That's the main thing. Because if you're smart enough and you run everything through a single member LLC, realistically, you get your tax rate down to fucking like 12% if you know what you're doing. But still. No one should have more than 100k in a couple of houses, so anything else 100% tax for the chopping block. Keep in mind, 100k isn't what it used to be. There are over 7 million. There are over 7 million millionaires in the United States. A million is fucking nothing. Money isn't what it used to be. $1 million is like $100,000 in the fucking 90s, if not like the 2000s, to be honest. If you look at like house prices, it's fucking wild. The argument that the argument that base capitalism good doesn't make sense. Free market good. Free market good. Free market economics good. Fucking unkempt capitalism bad. They are kings who are the knights. All the fucking idiots that don't know any better and have been, I don't know, brainwashed by the terrible, terrible propaganda that you need to have literal room temperature IQ to believe, but they fucking believe it. It's the idiots. And to be fair, like, no matter what, like, intelligence is on a bell curve, and no matter what, more than half of people are going to be fucking idiots. So like it's not a problem of today, it's just a problem of whenever. It's just they've found ways to do it more easily, and that's kind of shitty. I don't know. Like, capitalism is the present, capitalism is the future. There is only capitalism. What would be nice is to have laws, you know, governments that set up laws to prevent people from doing illegal shit. That's it. It's not hard. You can have capitalism. You just need laws. The issue is the people benefiting from capitalism are changing the laws, and that's not okay. And yeah, sure, it's like a, I don't know, it's a major systemic problem. Like, if you're in office, you should not be able to hold assets. You should not be able to have, like, any financial discussions of any kind. You should not be able to benefit in any way for your entire fucking life the second you step into office. But nobody's gonna fucking do that. So yeah, there's incentives for people in power to take money to make changes to things that give more power to people with more money. What can you do? Hey, Matt? Oh, also, check this out. So, we have a group buy date for the seal, by the way. So, fuck, I need to put out a video, like, immediately. I guess I'll put it out, like, Friday. There's a knob. There's a knob. There's a knob. Yep, they got me. Imagine if there was a gamer simulator for what you just did on stream. What we just did on stream was, like, ruin life. Listen, guys. I'll say it once more because I'm about to finish my drink and end the stream, but listen. The important thing is that you keep your friends close. The important thing is you realize the importance of those around you. The important thing is that you find happiness in the little things, okay? Life has never been good for everyone, and it never will be. So take what you can. Take what you can and just fucking chill. All right? We have our keyboards make us happy. We have the friends we made along the way, those make us happy. We have our friends, we have our family, and that's important, okay? And most importantly, be the invisible gun of the market. That's all. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be the invisible gun of the market. And it can't be me. I'm sorry. Well, nobody's streaming keyboard, so we're just gonna rate ducks. I hope you guys like ducks. I will tell Ham that I love him, but I will post evidence of it in the Patreon chat. Wait. Was Frank streaming? If Frank is streaming, I'll rate him. I don't see Frank. I don't see Frank. Why don't I see Frank? You're talking about Frank the Tank, right? I don't see him. Can you give me like his exact like Twitch username? Oh, okay. That's why I don't fucking see him. Okay. All right, we're rating Frank. Yeah, I thought it was Frank. I thought it was Frank instead of Inomushiki. Kind of sus. All right, we're rating him. See you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for helping me fix capitalism. We fixed it, guys. Surely, it'll be fine.